Tegan Nox.
Oh. My leg! My other leg! Every morning I wake up, I break both my arms and both my legs.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Phenomenal Wrestling Podcast. You have Zel and Synyster here, and I just went over with him the Tegan Nox injury that actually just aired on the Mae Young Classic.
See, I've known about it, I just haven't watched the videos or anything.
Yeah, I feel like everyone's known. At this point it became common knowledge, but nobody really knew what happened unless they really looked into it.
Yeah. Like, I know the finalists and all that. For Evolution. That was a plug, by the way.
Plug into Evolution.
Next week's go-home show.
I know, it came so quick.
Giggity.
Oh my god. But no, the Tegan Nox thing, because I was just telling you how they talked about, like, it was so gruesome and this and that, and I was like, it wasn't gruesome.
The aftermath was gruesome.
The aftermath was just sad.
Fucking, oh my god. Like, I don't think anyone's ever gotten that bad of a leg injury.
It is pretty bad, because she tore, like, 12 different things.
So, I'm gonna reread them. So, she dislocated her kneecap, tore both her MCL and LCL. She also completely tore her ACL and both meniscuses. And then finally, she suffered bone contusions and a second fracture of her left tibia.
And that was her good leg.
Yes.
Now the question remains, if she stopped after the dive, do you think it wouldn't have been as bad, or do you think the damage was done?
It probably wouldn't have been as bad. Like, at the very least, I don't think she would have... Maybe she did tear her ACL on it. And then from her continuing...
At least.
Yeah, she completely tore it. She probably dislocated her kneecap on it, too.
Yeah, because that left knee came down first.
Yeah. But then, like, the LCL, MCL, all that probably came from continuing. Yeah. And when she ran off the ropes, that's probably when it was just like, bruh. Bruh.
It could have been the way she landed, too, off that drop kick. Because you could tell
the drop kick, the monkey press, gorilla press.
The gorilla press. Because you could tell after, like, Rhea did that, she was like, oh, you're not kidding.
Yeah.
And she avoided, like, her leg at all costs.
Yeah.
Like, you could tell Rhea's like, I'm not trying to hurt you. You clearly hurt yourself and I did not realize because you want to continue. I thought you were selling.
No. That just goes to show the heart of Tegan Nox, though.
Oh, she definitely has heart. She loves what she does. I mean, I can say, and I think I'm in the minority here, throughout her run in the Mae Young Classic, I wasn't that impressed.
Well, she was actually slated to go to the finals.
I know. I heard. I just wasn't that impressed with her.
Yeah, so...
She's good, but, like, she didn't jump out to me, you know what I mean?
I think part of the reason she was slated to go to the finals...
Trips loves her.
Yes, and I don't blame him. She's beautiful.
She was in the bracket with Io Shirai?
I believe.
Yeah, because it's going to be Meiko Satomura and Toni Storm, because Io Shirai wouldn't fight Meiko Satomura, because they're not going to have that.
No.
Because Meiko and Toni, Io, and would have been Tegan Nox. That would have been the Kota Ibushi of this tournament, the upset in the semis.
Kota. Poor Kota. Wait, who would?
Io would have been the Kota Ibushi to Tegan Nox's TJP.
Why?
TJP beat Kota Ibushi.
Yeah, but why would Io Shirai be the Kota?
Because Tegan would have beat Io.
But the only reason for that was because Kota didn't sign.
It still would have been a surprise, because people still expected Kota to go to the fucking finals.
I feel like like, part of me feels like he should have. And now that everything of 205 Live and all that has
in hindsight, it's like, yeah, good job putting TJP up there. But in the moment, it was like...
Personally, I feel like the finals should have ended up being Kota Ibushi and Cedric. I feel like that stole the entire tournament.
With the women's, same thing. Second round match, Meiko Satomura and Mercedes Martinez. That stole the show for me.
Yeah.
That match was amazing. Which It couldn't be anything less. Like, they both ring generals. They both have been doing this for so long.
See, for me, I think it will be the finals.
I really hope so.
Because I know who's in the finals. I know
At
you're
this
trying.
point, at this point, I know. I'm not going to spoil it over here, but at this point, I know. Like, was it anyone else? Was it?
But the question... But who's winning it? That's the thing.
That is the question. That is a problem.
That is. It's like, oof.
I have my thoughts on it. I'm not going to announce it on podcast because me and Nell have to predict this. But I do have my thoughts on who's going to win and my reason why. I'm pretty sure my pick is solid. 95% sure.
See, I hope... I want to go with my heart and be like, I love you with every ounce of my being, but I don't think it's going to be.
Another thing with Io that's been upsetting me is her moonsaults.
Well, you just gave them away.
Whoops. Whoops.
Well, yep, Tony still...
Spoiler alert.
You sure I.
Whoopsie. I mean, was it anyone else, guys? Come on.
And I'm pretty sure, if anything, everyone has already looked it up anyways.
Yeah. But the thing with Io that's been bugging me is her moonsault. The first one she hit on Xia Brookside, she full-blown knees to the chest. I was like, Jesus Christ, your moonsault is amazing. Second one she hit, not so great. She messed something up. I think she, once again, was like undershooting it. It just didn't look right.
Yeah.
And then the one that she just hit when she beat... Who did she fight? Damn. It was Lacey Lane and Michael Satomura, Tony Storm, and Mia Yim. Who did she fight?
I didn't watch that, but that must have been a good
It was
match.
good.
Tony
good.
and
I
Mia.
like Mia Yim a lot. I think she's my favorite from the tournament.
You know who she's dating, right?
Oh, fuck, who is she dating?
Keith
Yep,
Lee.
Keith Lee.
She's basking in his glory.
Basking in a few things. Oh my god, who did Io fight? Deonna Purrazzo. She fought Deonna Purrazzo.
That hurts too.
And this moonsault, instead of undershooting it, she
Overshot and only got like her arms, right?
Yeah, and I'm just like, come on, Io.
There's like no in between. But that also you have to think too. Is it a matter of, because it's a shooting star press?
It's a moonsault.
Oh, moonsault. So she's facing backwards. Are they just not in the right position?
But
Or are they like trying to shimmy to get in the right position but can't make it?
But for 3 matches in a row,
Yeah.
that's when it becomes question.
That's the thing. And like, I was hoping Deonna would have gone.
Nope, it's Io Shirai.
Because I love Deonna Purrazzo.
I do too. She's
I'm
amazing.
so glad she's back. And Marty Skrull is a lucky son of a bitch. It's
Deonna
okay,
Purrazzo
you're
is
205
great.
pound.
205 pounds.
205.
Zack Ryder's apparently 205 pounds.
I don't want to talk about it.
Okay, give Mike Kanellis his time in 205 to get his footing, and then give Zach like 2 months.
I don't want to talk about it.
Woo woo.
Honestly, he should go back down to NXT. With
2 woo woo. Oh, 5.
You know it, bro. Oh, radio.
But speaking of superstars and sadness, we have a Monday Night Raw.
Oh, God. Epic sadness everywhere.
In honor of Nell. Profound sadness!
Yes. There's story to that one. So, before I get into Raw, this actually pertains to Raw. News update on Kevin Owens. His left knee injury was actually worse than they anticipated.
He Tegan Noxed it.
Yeah. So, they are believing he will be out for the least of 6 months. He won't be back until end February, early March, the earliest.
So he could make Mania, but would they have anything for him? It's a Finn Balor situation all over again.
Yeah. Or Rumble. Yeah, if that's like best case scenario.
If he's John Cena.
Yeah, well, 6 months.
John Cena was supposed to be out for a year.
Yeah.
And John Cena was just like, 4 months for a torn pectoral? I got this. John, stop. You're a workaholic. And?
What's your point?
Also,
He's a work junkie.
facts. Fucking, I'll fly to WWE. Up, time to go to China. Up, time to shoot this movie. Up, back to WWE. John.
Well, what about my hair? Leave my hair out of this.
Oh my god, he's trolling everybody with his hair.
Oh, he is. He's like, I feel like keeping it.
He said it in an interview. He's
Yeah.
like, I grew it like this for a movie, and then everyone started ragging on my hair, so I'm keeping it. Like, he knows what he's doing. You know that he referred to his new finisher as the 6th move of doom?
Yeah.
He knows what he's doing!
Yeah.
But before we get into Raw, now I have to pose the question to you. Because you were hearing about the Tegan Nox thing, very critical of Rhea Ripley.
Yeah.
Now seeing it, can you put Rhea Ripley at fault
No.
for the knee being hurt?
For that, no. I would have to see her other match.
Because who was it?
I forgot who it was.
Because it was on NxT UK. It was when she... NxT UK spoilers. If you don't want to hear it,
Spoiler. Skip ahead.
Give us 5 minutes. It was when she won the UK title, right?
Yes.
That match?
Yeah.
I have to watch NxT UK, actually. Oh god, we have to start reviewing NxT UK. Nelson!
Not yet. Soon, though.
No, the first episode's up.
Oh,
It
shit!
aired this week.
Alright, it looks like...
Nelson!
So I say we skip 205.
Just give the results. Plot points. Bullet points. We'll get there when we get there.
Alright, let me bring up the UK, but it was whoever she was facing.
It was a
I think it was in the
right?
finals, yeah.
The final before. Because the tournament was her, Toni Storm. Was Dakota Kai in the tournament?
Dakota Kai was.
Her, Toni Storm, Dakota Kai, Isla Dawn, maybe? No, because other spoiler, Isla Dawn's getting a NXT UK Women's title match, so I don't think it might have been Isla Dawn. Oh my god, what's her name? Killer Kelly, maybe?
Let's see. So... That's right, they also had... Oh, wait, no. Yeah. UK Championship Tournament spoilers.
It was Ginny.
Toni Storm defeated Isla Dawn, Killer Kelly, Zach Gibson, Pete Dunne, Trent Seven, Tyler Bate, Zach Gibson versus Travis Banks. Okay, so that's not what I want.
The whole tournament was Ginny, Millie McKenzie, Toni Storm, Nia Samuels, Dakota Kai, Isla Dawn, Rhea Ripley, and Sia Brookside. That was the tournament. And Rhea beat Sia Brookside, she beat Dakota Kai, she beat Toni Storm. So I don't know, but they said she hurt somebody.
Yeah.
I don't think it was Zaya. I don't think it was Dakota. It might have been Toni, because Toni was put on injury for a little bit.
I don't think it was Toni.
Because I remember hearing Toni might be hurt.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure she's cleared now.
Yeah, she's cleared now. It wasn't like a serious thing. Dakota, I know it wasn't Dakota because I remember that.
Yeah.
I really don't think it was Zaya either because the name stood out to me that she hurt and it wasn't Zaya Brookside.
NXT Women's Tournament history, championship belt history. All right. Because it was Rhea and Toni in the finals.
Mm-hmm.
Rhea, Dakota Kai, Sia Brookside. She faced off first. So maybe it was Sia Brookside.
We'll find out. For that, we have a show to do.
Yeah, so Monday Night Raw.
Mm-hmm.
About probably a good hour and a half of the show was involving the Shield and the Dogs of War. That's including commercial breaks. From what I have with me, because I didn't watch the show, again, because why? Ronda Rousey came out into the ring, and she was discussing about what happened to her last week, how she was attacked by the Bellas, and she didn't care about that. She just wanted to know why. And that's when Brie and Nikki came out, and they started saying about how, we basically, you insulted us because of what's been going on with Ronda and how she's being like recognized as the leader of the Evolution. It's like, no, And I'm pretty sure, I feel very bad for Ronda for this too, that they're putting that on Ronda, because that isn't right either.
But there was the goal, because they were talking about how the Bellas have knocked down doors.
Yeah, and the only door that she's knocked down was John Cena.
Hold on, because we didn't get there. Because the Bellas are like, we've knocked down doors in this business, which they really didn't.
They didn't.
And then Ronda's like, what do you mean? Like, I've knocked down doors in judo, I've knocked down doors in this other thing she was in, I've knocked down doors in UFC, which she made a whole fucking division in UFC.
Yeah.
Only door that Nikki Bella has knocked down is the one to John Cena's bedroom.
And then
he threw you out of that
same door. And that's when Nikki was just like, excuse me, bitch. She gave that excuse me, bitch face.
Oh, but I mean, come on, what other face do you give to that? Because I heard that line and I was like, ah! Ah! John's probably in the back doing his ooh face.
See, the ooh
yeah,
with the fingers. Well, there's one thing that they didn't put on the clip on YouTube. Shelby had texted it to me. Apparently, Ronda was like,
Strike Force. That's the other thing Ronda did.
That's what it was.
Judo, Strike Force, and UFC.
Which, Ronda...
What did she do? What did she do?
So, she put this in quotes. I'm more than a pretty face. Who lied to Rousey about being pretty, is what Shelby said. And then she said, also, I'll make the four-letter word Bella irrelevant. And then she's like, Bella has 5 letters. Touche.
Ronda's pretty, though.
She is. Ronda is bae. One of them. Not the bae.
We already said that you get 1 bae per show.
Yes, but she is still... She's the UFC bae. Actually, she may be losing that, to be honest.
Well, she's not in UFC anymore, so she can't be UFC bae.
Listen, if Dana White was like, I want you to fight again, she probably would.
Ember Moon or Ronda Rousey?
Oh, it's going to be Ember all day.
So Ronda's not the bae.
But it could be Natty.
What? That's fucking left field for you.
Listen, she has a nice kitty. Meow.
So just keep reviewing Raw, because I'm not going to question anything.
No, it's not that either. But Toni Storm is the ultimate bae in WWE right now.
Oh, so Ember's irrelevant now.
Oh, fact. Who the fuck is Ember?
Wow.
Toni Storm walks into that place, everybody else is a hoe, including Trish, Lita,
you watch
Mickey,
your whore mouth.
fucking Alundra Blaze.
How did Mickey get into that? How did Alundra Blaze get into that?
You name it, they're all whores.
You leave my girl out of this. You leave Trish alone.
Listen, she's looking rather aged.
Alright, Elias, listen to me. She still looks amazing, and you know it.
Toni Storm walks in that bitch, she don't look shit.
Sorry, Tony. You a hoe.
Don't you fucking talk about her like
that.
At
Evolution, Tony's a hoe. Spoiler! At Evolution, Tony's a hoe. Because Trish is on the card.
At Evolution, Trish is a hoe. And she's about to lose by the other hoes.
Can we also talk about how they just threw that battle royal together? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Winner gets a woman's opportunity. Again, right? Am I wrong?
And look who's in the battle royal.
I haven't checked it.
Oh, just keep reviewing Raw. When you get to that segment, I'll tell you.
So the Bellas, after that, they start walking down towards the ring. And that's when Nikki and Brie stop. Oh, well, actually, before that, she does her little sexy...
Yeah, like, what was the point of that?
Yeah.
What was the point of
and
doing
then
it?
summons security. And then Ronda beats the shit out of the security. And they run backstage and hide. So, we had a singles match this evening with Drew McIntyre and Seth Rollins.
And it was for...
the Intercontinental Championship.
Wrong.
I don't even know what it was for.
Qualifier for the World Cup at Crown Jewel.
So we're going to talk about this World Cup real quick. The World Cup is the world, and there are only Americans in the World Cup.
Well, in SmackDown we get some diversity.
Who?
A Mexican.
Who?
Rey Mysterio.
He's American. He was born in America.
He's still Mexican.
He was born in Los Angeles.
He's still Mexican.
He's not.
And
but he's not it's
he's
the
not
World Cup. They have all U.S. people in this World Cup. You don't see any diversity. You don't see. You had a chance to put a Scottish person in there,
No.
a Japanese person in there.
No.
Who else have they fucking had the opportunity to put in there? And they're just like,
I'm just glad.
America.
I'm just glad they didn't get all old people.
But
They got 4 young bucks and 4 old people.
Young Bucks.
No. Keep going. Not with that.
Young Bucks.
Oh my god.
Well. 2 qualifying matches on the show for WWE World Cup. Dolph Ziggler versus Dean. It was right there in front of my face. And then Drew versus Seth. Seth picked up the win over Drew after hitting a curb stomp on him on the outside.
Mm-hmm.
It was Dolph versus Dean, and that one started to break down on the outside with Drew trying to get involved.
Well, Dolph got involved in Drew's match.
Yeah.
And then Dean came out and helped Seth, and now it's vice versa.
Yep, and then Dean went to get... There was something here, actually.
Yep.
Dean shoved Seth
Yep.
to the ground.
Because Seth tried to help him up and Dean shoved him, and they played it off as, did he know who he was shoving? And then as soon as Dean got back in the ring, what happened?
Super kick, 1, 2, 3, Dolph Ziggler qualifies for the World Cup.
And then Dean and Seth fight. Not fight, they argue at the ramp, and then Roman comes out and he's like, hey guys, I'm the big dog. Y'all should stop.
This is my yard, and you guys are my
No fighting
dogs.
in my yard. Unless it's me, Superman, punching you 12 times.
And spearing you 8.
Giggity.
Oh wait, no, that's only Lesnar who gets speared 8 times.
In succession.
And kicks out every time.
Unless Braun Strowman interferes.
And then gets 1 spear. 2, 3. Something.
But yeah, so the Raw side is rounded out. John Cena, Kurt Angle, Seth Rollins, and Dolph Ziggler.
Yep.
And there's friction with the Shield again.
Yep. So confused. Does this mean, like, Drew's gonna take Dean's spot or something? Because this goes crazy. Because then they announced there's gonna be a 6-man tag match after that. And
The
it's
same 6-man tag we've had for 3 weeks.
Hounds, the Hounds, and the Dogs. And Roman hits a spear. 1, 2, 3.
Yep, but there was miscommunication in this match. Drew McIntyre went to Claymore. Dean, I believe it was, and Dean ducked and he Claymored Braun. By accident.
Yes.
Dolph ate the pin. The Shield looked unified. And Braun grabs Dolph and he's like, I told you I'm done with your shit! And power slams Dolph. And then Drew, this time, on purpose Claymore's Braun. But he doesn't help Dolph to his feet. Drew just leaves.
Yep.
Singles push for Drew.
Don't do it.
Which means he'll get fed to Roman.
That's why. Don't do it.
Maybe he'll be the one.
No, he's supposed to have a lengthy title run.
Maybe he'll be the one. Vince always likes Drew.
Yeah, but then he got a hard on for Roman. It's like, oh, Roman.
Maybe Vince is like,
give me facials
I
every
won't
night.
cheat on you, Roman. And then Drew came back and Vince is like, I might cheat on you, Roman. It's like that one girl at work that makes you question your whole relationship. Struggles.
Plead the 5th.
You don't have a relationship. Next!
I don't, but I'm saying I plead the 5th.
Oh, I was not referencing that, sir.
Eh?
Your friend's friend.
What?
Hey, you're the one who did it.
Soiled it!
You could have said no.
I was raped.
You could have said no.
I don't know how. And then there's a promo for the Brothers of Destructions in a creepy boiler room.
Yeah, pretty sure they couldn't get Kane to come do stuff out of Mare stuff.
Yeah, true. Well, yeah, they just basically hype up Crown Jewel, allegedly. So,
Well, right now it's Crown Jewel, but they're not saying in Saudi Arabia. They're just saying Crown Jewel.
yeah.
So we'll see how that goes.
Facts. Next, we got Ember Moon and Nia Jax versus Dana Brooke and a returning Tamina,
Who is now on Raw.
who is now on Raw. They are setting up for
A women's battle royal
Yep.
where the winner gets a championship match. And the combatants are Alicia Fox, Asuka, Billie Kay, Carmella, Dana Brooke, Ember Moon, Lana, Mandy Rose, Naomi, Nia Jax, Peyton Royce, Sonya Deville, Tamina, and Tori Wilson.
Tori wins.
What is this?
Tori wins.
Like,
All current superstars, and then Tori Wilson.
yeah. What is the point?
Tori Wilson better fucking win then.
That is the first question point. What is the point? The second question point. Do you realize there's only, like, 3 legit winners in here?
Ember,
Ember?
Peyton.
Peyton's not even a legit winner. That's how sad it is.
You know what?
Peyton would be a swerve.
I can see Peyton winning it.
I can't. I can see Asuka, because Asuka.
I don't see that.
I'm saying legit potential winners here.
I'm saying I don't see Asuka.
I can see Asuka,
She's dead.
Ember, or they go the Nia Jax route again. Those are the only 3 I could see even coming out of this. Everyone else would be a surprise.
See, for me, it's Ember, Mella, and Peyton for like the 3 guaranteed, and then a swerve would be Tori Wilson.
Tori's not winning, you know that.
I would love it.
You know Tori's not winning.
I would absolutely love
Yeah,
it.
because you just want to see her more.
She's perfect still. She hasn't aged a day.
I want to know where Michelle McCool is on this card, because she looked good in that Royal Rumble.
So did Tori.
Tori looked good, but Michelle had the best showing in that Rumble.
They both did.
Sorry, it's Michelle for me, dog.
They both.
Michelle came out...
What do you mean Kelly did?
Don't talk about Kelly. Michelle came out and she ran train in that battle royal.
This is why you're not on Evolution, Kelly.
Stop it.
I'm sorry. She couldn't even handle a Royal Rumble. She couldn't even handle a rope.
Talk about the match.
Well, you had Ember, Bay.
I'm sorry, but Bay... she's not the Ultimate Bay anymore, is she?
No, she's
just
Raw
Bay.
Bay. She's just Raw Bay.
All this talk, I love Ember. Nobody will ever replace her.
Yeah, and then I saw Tony Storm, and Tony Storm spoke, and I'm like, I need to go rub one out. Ember Moon and Nia Jax win.
Why do you say these things?
Why not?
Now talk about the post-match angle. Tamina, because Tamina had a really cool spot where she picked up Nia Jax's head with Samoan drop. Tamina and Nia fight, and Tamina starts to throw Nia over the top rope, and Ember helps her. Because advertising, you know.
Yeah.
Battle Royal. And then Ember goes to throw Tamina over the top rope, and then Dana dumps them both out. So who's not winning?
Dana Brooke.
Yep.
Well, next match you got Finn Balor versus Jinder Mahal.
Match. Squash. With a returning Singh.
Which one?
The one that was hurt.
Oh, he's back?
Yeah.
There's actually a return as well. But not on Raw. On NXT.
There is. We'll
I'm
get there.
so happy for
We'll
it.
get there.
Well, Fender.
Is that Finn and Alicia? Finn and Jinder?
Fender.
Jin.
Fender Bahal.
Jesus Christ. Get it together, Byron.
Or Fender Malor.
Get it together, Byron.
Well, Fender Malor won.
So who won?
Nobody really won here. You had Finn squashing Jinder.
With 3 managers, he still gets squashed.
Yeah.
Only to be interrupted.
By Bobby Lashley.
And the 23-year-old piece of gold.
I forgot who it was. That was Jimmy.
Mm-hmm.
I bumped into Jimmy the other day at school.
Oh, shit.
And we were talking in the cafe downtown. He hates Leo Rush.
Does he think Leo Rush is annoying?
Yes.
That's his job!
I'm like, what do you mean? He's so good. He's like, no, don't get me wrong. He's great in the ring, but I can't stand him.
His job. He's doing his job.
He's the Floyd Money Mayweather
Yeah.
of WWE. And I hate Floyd Money Mayweather, but Leo Rush just makes it look good.
It's the same thing, like, with the Iconics. Do they annoy you? Yes, that's their job.
Yeah. Conor McGregor.
Does he annoy you?
Does he piss you off?
That's his goal.
He doesn't piss me off. I love Conor. Because he's a shit talker like me.
And his goal is to piss you off.
And he does.
It's like, oh my god, I was talking to Becca at work. It's my work mom. And she was like, these Australians are so annoying. I'm like, don't talk about your future daughter-in-law like that. And she goes, which one? I was like, Peyton. She goes, she's pretty, but she's annoying. And I was like, I love her. She goes, son. I'm like, but mom, I love her.
No.
She goes, it's going to be the worst family dinner I've ever had in my life.
Damn. I should have swallowed you.
I'm like, mom, accept who I love for who I love.
She's probably like, I fucking hate you.
Because there was a... Did you see the video post Australia? Peyton Royce and Billy Kay, they were backstage. They had videoed their family's reaction to seeing them wrestle in person for, like, the first time. And, like, Billy was saying, like, she just got to meet her nephew for the first time and everything. So they started watching their family's reactions. The moment Peyton saw it, she just started bawling her eyes out.
Aww.
I was like, why are the girls I like play bitches on TV but are really sweethearts in real life?
Yeah.
Roleplay. So continue on.
Kinky.
Leave my kinks out of this.
You got... Next, you have a segment with Alexa Bliss, Mickie James, and...
Oh, by the way, Bobby Lashley squashed Tyler Breeze.
That, yeah. I don't even see it here yet.
Because right afterwards, Bobby had a match. I'm pretty sure it was Tyler Breeze this week.
I think, maybe? Hold on, let's see.
Heel Bobby is best Bobby, by the way. Doesn't talk, just beats people up.
That's right, big man. You look like money. You smell like money. And you know, he tastes like money.
Lashley. 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 He does his job so well, and he's a great talker.
He is.
I love Leo Rush.
No.
Although he almost fucked himself up his first, like, month in WWE.
Yeah. Facts. Well, you got Alexa, Trish,
Oh yeah, this happened.
Mickie, Lita.
I've never been insulted by Trish before until now.
Only thing,
Trish and Lita.
literally what I'm reading. Only thing worse than the Trish Stratus and Lita team name. This segment, they literally did the entire Iverson practice bit.
They did, because Alexa and Mickie were like, you guys need practice. And Trish goes, practice? Lita goes, practice? Trish is like, we're talking about practice. Lita's like, all this, and we're talking about practice. Not the match. As soon as Trish said practice, I was like, wait.
Don't do
And then
it.
she said it again, and I was like, wait. And Lita goes, not the match, practice. And I'm like, you assholes. And then Corey Graves is like, oh, Allen Iverson. And then when Jack the Jobber was talking about it, he was like, let me fill you in on this for you people who don't know sports. Allen Iverson skipped practice, not verbatim. He's like, Allen Iverson had a problem with going to practice, and he skipped practicing. He's like, we're talking about practice, not a game. Why are you getting mad at me? And I'm like, you're leaving out the other details they uncovered years later.
Yeah.
Ugh. Leave my boy out of this.
Would have been the best of all time, other than Jordan. Best point guard.
I still think he's the best point guard of all time.
Best point guard.
Like, I'm sorry. Magic is great. I love Magic. He plays every position.
Yeah.
But Allen Iverson, for a pure, not a pure point guard, but for a strictly point guard position,
Yeah.
AI. Well, he played shooting guard, dude. For a guard. For a guard, in my opinion. Well, then you have Kobe, and it's like, fuck. It's a conversation for another podcast.
Yes.
We need to start a sports podcast.
Fact.
Would we actually watch those?
What?
Would you actually watch those?
I do watch sports.
Don't watch Raw.
It's unbearable to watch.
It's your job!
It's unbearable!
It is literally your job. If it was my job to watch Raw, no matter how shit it was, I would have to grin and bear it.
I would rather watch paint dry than watch 3 hours of Raw.
We need to replace you.
I quit!
Okay.
I quit!
Okay.
I quit!
Bye.
I quit!
Bye.
I'm taking over NxT UK. I'll watch that.
I don't think you can take that over. That's NXT territory. You got to talk to Nell. You gave away NXT.
I regret that.
Yeah.
Fully.
I told you were going to. You're like, no, it's fine.
I felt sorry, alright? I was being a nice person. I felt sorry. And I hate now
You felt
that
sorry.
I felt sorry.
That the 2 weeks that Nelson had it was great Raw.
No.
Because those
No.
the first 2 weeks he had
the first 2 weeks,
it was great.
and then the next week, it went to complete shit.
Yep.
And that was still his week. And then I was like, wow, I feel really bad.
You got one bad week and you felt bad.
I felt so bad.
You got 2 amazing weeks and 1 bad week.
And I've had 1 amazing week since April. Fuck me, right?
You wish.
AOP defeats Kurt Angle.
Air quotes. Because backstage, Kurt Angle was partying, and Baron Corbin's like, you think you're real... Well, I'm sorry. You think you're real slick, huh, Kurt? Well, since your vacation is over, I'm gonna put you in a match. Kurt said he doesn't have his gear, and Baron told him to figure it out. So, El Conquistador comes to the ring to fight AOP in a handicap match. And you can imagine how that went. 10 seconds later, AOP killed him. They ripped off the mask. It wasn't Kurt.
Nope.
Baron is sitting at the top of the ramp the whole time. And when he realizes it's not Kurt, Baron's like, what? I sounded like Steve Austin. Baron's like, what? What is this? Kurt
And
comes
then
out
Angle
and
Slam.
Angle Slam, and Kurt's just like, El Conquistador dance.
Yep.
This is good, Kurt.
Yes.
This is good, Kurt.
Next, you got Natalia, Bailey, Sasha.
Returning Sasha Banks. Hasn't been on TV.
No. And they beat the Riot Squad. I'm waiting. It's coming soon.
What exactly?
Natalia turning heel again.
Well, yeah, she's the Big Show. Foreshadowing.
Spoilers!
I said foreshadowing.
Spoilers!
It's not a spoiler, it's foreshadowing.
Spoilers! The Apollo's turn on... Wait, what?
What?
The
Apollos.
The Apollo's turn interrupt. Apollo Crews interrupted Elias.
Yep.
I want to see how this is gonna go. Actually,
Give Apollo a singles push. See what happens. He'd be a good mid-carder. He just can't talk.
yeah, that's why they had him with Titus,
They was making moves.
making $1 million moves. Oh, sorry, making money moves.
Stop
Not
it,
million.
Cardi.
He making money moves. But yeah, Raw. Give it a hard D minus.
That was the last segment on Raw?
I don't know if it was all in that order. It was probably the main event, the triple threat.
Yeah.
The six man.
The 6-man, yeah. I was like, wait a minute, what?
Yeah, the 6-man. I think that must have been the main event, but this was all out of order.
Yeah, Raw was a hot mess this week. The only good line was the Ronda line.
Yeah.
So I can give it a D plus, like 69 D plus. Like if I can't give it a low D because that one line is just good.
Yeah.
And Ronda is getting better on the mic.
Oh, she is.
She is improving. Shelby hates her.
Yes.
But now, after you sneeze, bless you, wait for the next one.
Hello, Satan!
Okay, no next one. Now we move on to SmackDown Live, which this week was SmackDown 1000.
They did a way better job than Raw 25 did.
They did. Wasn't great, but way better job. Oh, they had a chance to put a Bulgarian in the World Cup too.
Yeah, and they failed. See, for me, with this SmackDown 1000, it was better than Raw 25. The only issue with it, it should have been 3 hours. It seems like they rushed it.
If they made it 3 hours, they would have had to move their whole shooting schedule.
Yeah, but
That was the thing with them. That's why they didn't make it 3 hours.
and it seems like it was rushed. That's the problem too. Like they've been playing in this for so long.
Well, SmackDown does open with a really nice put together. What was it? A really nice put together video package of all the things that have happened over the years. And it opens with the second episode ever of Truth TV.
Break. We need a break.
A dance break.
Dance
a
break.
7-second dance break.
Yeah.
I'm not dancing.
Just do the Bernie.
No.
Just do the Bernie.
I got a job to do.
Do the Bernie.
I got a job.
Do the Bernie!
So it opens up with the second episode of Truth TV with Truth and Carmella. And his guest is Stephanie McMahon
Yeah.
as the first ever general manager of SmackDown. Makes sense.
Yeah.
And then comes the current commissioner of SmackDown to get Stephanie to stop being a bitch, is Shane. And then you just hear, no chance, son, that's what you got.
And the crowd goes wild.
Because Vince comes out and he doesn't play the heel.
No?
He plays good old regular Vince McMahon. And Vince said, I've told you time and time again, nobody wants to hear you two bickering, so shut up. They want to be entertained. They want excitement. They want dance breaks. And they all proceed to dance in the ring. And then we get our advert for what this show is going to be. We have Rey Mysterio versus Shinsuke Nakamura in a qualifier match for the World Cup, as well as Rusev versus The Miz. Ya boy Edge is back to host the Cutting Edge with Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair, and I need to know your feelings on that, but we'll get there. You sound conflicted. And we also have a tag team match. Players AJ Styles and Daniel Bryan teaming up to take on the Usos. And that's actually our first match. Now, I've always had a problem with them having, like, opponents teaming up and beating a legit tag team.
Yeah.
Because
It
they're
should
a
be
legit
they
team.
team up and then
Yeah.
malfunction.
Not even malfunction. They just shouldn't be a legit team.
No.
Especially a team like the Usos with
Who
those
are
credentials.
so over right now.
Ever since the Uso Penitentiary, they've been over.
Yeah, because they were like they turned.
When they came out as heels, everyone was like, yeah, this is fine. So, they put on a pretty decent match. The match came where there was some miscommunication between them. And, the Usos got the upper hand. Super kick, double super kick on Styles. And the double super kick on Bryan, I'm sorry. And they pin him for the win. AJ and Daniel kind of look at each other like, it was your fault. No, it was your fault. But, you know, it was what it was. We then got Paige backstage talking to Vicky Guerrero. And they're just like, oh, look, it's Vicky Guerrero. And then Teddy Long shows up doing his holla, holla, holla. And then John Laurinaitis shows up, but he was never the GM of SmackDown as far as I'm concerned, so I don't know why he was there. I know he had a feud with Teddy Long. I thought it was for Supremacy. Maybe it was for Control SmackDown. I don't know. And then when he shows up, Vicky screams at him, "Excuse me!" The only SmackDown GMs that weren't there, Stephanie wasn't there in that segment, but she was on the show. Paul Heyman and Kurt Angle. We then got the Evolution reunion. Down, down.
This one was very conflicting for me too.
Evolution is a mystery. No change that no one sees. What makes a fool of history? I see why Xavier Wood hates doing that. But he loves it at the same time.
This was very because after Stone Cold, Batista was my favorite. I loved Batista.
My boy loved Batista too.
Loved Batista.
So they came out.
But I also love Triple H.
Triple H talked first.
Yep.
Triple H plugged everything, and then it went to Ric Flair.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, Ric Flair got his woo on.
Yep, and then Randy.
And Randy just tore them down.
Yep.
Randy was heel Randy. It was weird to see Randy in a suit, though. It was weird. And then Batista grabbed the mic, and Batista just had fun with it. Batista saying, you know, all these reasons I came back, it was these guys, it was you guys, whether you called me Boo-Tista or Blue-Tista, whether I was a bad guy or a good guy, it was always about you guys, and I appreciate that. And he's like, Randy, 13-time WWE champion, world champion. Ric Flair, 16-time world champion. Triple H, 14 times. They're only missing a 15. Because Batista only has like 5, I think.
Yeah.
And Batista goes...
He's gonna come back and get like 10 more.
And Batista goes, Triple H has done everything in this business except beat me. And everything just drops because we're all like,
ooh.
He's not wrong. Triple H has never beat Batista.
That's when you drop the mic.
And Triple H gets in Batista's face and Rick's like, hey. And you saw Randy like... Randy's like, hey, wait, Triple H just beat me. But It was a good segment. I'd like to take a bonus point as to a match that'll be at WrestleMania. Triple H versus Batista.
All votes? I hear no way in the distance. So does that mean we all get bonus points?
That means we all get bonus point or a negative point.
So it voids out.
We then get a qualifier for the World Cup. Rusev with Lana versus The Miz. Rusev got a bit of offense. Miz left the ring. Aiden English tripped Rusev coming out, and then The Miz rolled him up and won.
Yep.
After about a minute of action. Aiden English was standing at the top with his hands up, and The Miz was running out of the arena, and as soon as he ran by Aiden, he jumped up and high-fived him and just kept going.
Mm-hmm.
World Cup. World.
With The Miz.
But at least...
An American.
It had story to it, so I can't be that mad.
From Ohio.
I just wish they had a few more minutes into it before Rusev got screwed.
It just doesn't make sense.
So we then got...
It's not a World Cup. It's an American Cup.
The cutting edge. Edge's return. Edge calls out Becky Lynch, and Edge tells you, oh, the funny thing was, Edge is like, I've done a lot of things on SmackDown, like, I made SmackDown my home. I cashed in on The Undertaker. Cheers! I married Vicky Guerrero. Boo! I divorced Vicky Guerrero. Yay! But he...
Why would you do that to yourself, Edge?
Because he knew the pop he was going to get.
No, but, why would you marry Vicky?
Because all the world title opportunities. You know how he played her back in the day.
I know, but still.
He did what he had to do.
It's not worth title opportunities.
It's what he told Becky.
That's why his career is over.
He said, I know what you were doing. I know what you're doing. I know where your mind is. Because let me tell you, I've been there. I was the ultimate opportunist. If I had a friendship in the way of anything, I stomped on it. I squashed it. I married the general manager just to keep a title around my waist. I did everything I had to do to be a champion. And let me tell you, at the end of the day, when you go home and you look at yourself and you look at all the titles on your wall, you're going to be all alone. And it's going to feel awful. And you're going to hate yourself. You're not going to like yourself.
I'm glad him and Matt have made up.
And, yeah. They were just like, it was a bitch. So, Becky's like, you're right. I don't like myself. And I caught it. She goes, I love myself. Now stop being so condescending and get out of the champ's ring. Oh, and don't hurt your neck on the way out. And I was like, oh, they're really trying to get this heat on Becky. But they're eating it up. Because that's something an asshole in her mindset would say. But she's not the bad guy. So she's just a dick. And people like a dick. And so...
That's why people love me.
Yeah.
Aside our fans. Fuck you, Kid Limbo.
Oh my
Fuck
God.
you.
So then Charlotte came out and is like, Edge, I'm sorry you have to deal with this. And then she's like, if you love yourself, you're going to love what I'm going to do to you. Right now. And then she beat up Becky Lynch. How do you feel about what Becky said to Edge?
It hurts, but at the same time, I love it.
Because I know you love Edge.
I love Edge.
You love Becky.
Love Becky.
That's your SmackDown girl. But...
Now I'm torn, because she might be the girl of everything. My life is... I'm in a glass box of emotion.
Don't hurt your neck on the way out.
But I love it. I absolutely love it. Because that's how... They're not going to get heat on Becky. Unless Becky pulls some shady shit.
Punches a fan.
Yes, does shit that will get her in trouble.
X-Pac heat.
Yes. Fucking releases a sex tape with X-Pac or some shit.
Releases a sex tape with AOP.
Or maybe she starts fucking Triple H, who knows.
Jesus.
And then Stephanie McMahon just doesn't get put into the Hall of Fame.
Rey Mysterio was shown backstage, greeted by Jeff Hardy. They were talking. We got a lot of clips of past stuff on SmackDown. Every time Eddie came up, the crowd loved it.
There wasn't enough though of Eddie. They would normally have an entire segment for Eddie. They didn't this time around.
Well, I think now it's just we can't just keep capitalize on Eddie. We don't want to just be like, hey, Eddie everything.
They should.
They're trying to keep moving.
You can't though. That's the problem.
Like, obviously they're not gonna, like, erase Eddie from everything and, like, not acknowledge him. But
Because
it's like, they're like, we can't ride this forever.
But that's the thing. If it wasn't for Eddie, SmackDown would be nothing.
Eddie was one of the SmackDown 5.
He revolutionized SmackDown.
It was
Live.
Eddie, Benoit, Ray, Edge, Kurt, and...
Well, you're at 5.
SmackDown 6. It was 6.
Taker.
It wasn't even Taker at that time, because Taker was still working Raw.
Oh.
There was one more. Because Paul Heyman was like, listen, I want... That's all he asked for. He asked for Edge, Benoit, Angle, Ray, Eddie, and one other person. And Vince was like... No, it was Eric Bischoff. He's like, oh, fucking K, you can have them. And that's what he revolved SmackDown around. They put SmackDown on the map.
Who was that 6?
I can't remember. It might have been Christian, but I don't think so, because Christian didn't really get his... But he was a hell of a worker.
He was.
But I just can't remember who that 6th was. But either way, that was the SmackDown 6. So then, after all that, we get our tag match for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships, the New Day, I'm doing that by myself, versus The Bar.
Chavo.
It was Chavo, right? Because Los Guerreros.
Yep. It was Chavo Guerrero.
Yep, that's all he wanted. Because the shit that Chavo gets, he's a hell of a worker.
Oh, he is. He just sometimes puts his foot in his mouth.
Dean Ambrose. So the Bar and the New Day, of course they put on a good match. Plenty of near falls. They go to attack Kofi, they start setting up the table, and the Big Show's music hits. And you're kind of just like, huh, what are you doing here? I know where this is going. Choke slams Kofi through the table. Kofi wasn't in the match, so no DQ. Big E's looking on like...
Big Show!
That was perfect. Big E looks on like, you motherfucker. And he turns around into a bro kick. 1, 2, 3, new SmackDown Tag Team Champions in the Bar. And the Big Show's aligned with them.
Yep.
He's heel again.
And they're calling it a faction.
Yeah. We'll see how this goes.
Yeah.
Because I'm interested to see how this turns out. We then got, John Cena did a little promo about how SmackDown was his home initially. And he made his name on SmackDown before going to Raw. We then got Rey Mysterio versus Shinsuke Nakamura. With the last qualifier for the World Cup, they put on a pretty decent match. Rey ended up winning, of course. So we have John Cena, Kurt Angle, Jeff Hardy, Randy Orton, Seth Rollins, Dolph Ziggler, The Miz, and Rey Mysterio. All 8 are Americans, so a World Cup.
Who's that jumping out the sky?
I would have been so happy if he came out to the...
I honestly liked that one over the Booyaka.
It's like me with Jeff Hardy's song, like,
Yeah.
bring it back, Jeff. Bring it back! And he still's not bringing it back. We then got a very quick promo from The Undertaker, saying he has 3 words for DX. Rest in peace. And that was SmackDown 1000. It was a fun show.
Yeah.
It was a really fun show with a lot of nostalgia to it. I enjoyed a lot of it. Everyone really stood out, except for The Miz, really, because all he did was get a roll-up victory. Aiden and Rusev still stood out, even though Rusev only had a 1-minute match, but Aiden interfered. So there's something to it.
Yeah, what they did was perfect, because they continued to build off of the storylines that they have.
Even though it was a special 1000.
Yes. Where Raw 25, they didn't do that.
Raw 25, people wanted their money back.
Yeah.
So, this SmackDown, I'm going to give it a high B+.
I give it a B-.
You really wanted it to be that third hour.
That would have made it A+ material. That extra hour. But because everything seemed so rushed, it's got to be a B- for me. Because it should have been so much better. With all the planning that they did into this and all that, it just seemed very lackluster of what it should have been.
The only thing that really felt rushed to me was the Undertaker thing. But then again, that's what Taker's been doing anyway. So I don't even know if that was rushed. Taker's like a 5-minute walk, 1-minute in-ring promo, 5-minute walk. Thanks, Taker.
That's the thing. The walks the entrances are taking longer than what they're doing in the ring.
Well, what are the results for 205 Live?
205. So Buddy Murphy is our new champion.
Yep. Hope he does well.
But he's not coming back from Melbourne until he's good and ready. Even without a return date, General Manager Drake Maverick is getting ready for the Juggernaut's arrival by booking a Fatal 5-Way.
You've had some heat with Buddy Murphy as of late.
Me?
Yes, you.
I have. Because I want Buddy Murphy on my show.
Wow! He admitted it!
I want Buddy Murphy on my show.
Well, you should probably not, be condescending to him.
Well, that's the point. I need to piss him off enough till he comes to my show.
That's not how that works.
Well, there's going to be a Fatal 5-Way. Between the previous Cruiserweight champion, Cedric Alexander, the man who pinned him last week, Tony Nese, TJP, Grand Metalik, and Leo Rush. So, after kicking Brian Kendrick to the curb, Drew Gulak looks...
Gulak? What the fuck?
Drew Gulak looks to make a statement in his match against Tozawa. They'll be looking to build towards next week's Hideo Itami, Mustafa Ali False Count Anywhere showdown. Vic Joseph, who's one of the new announcer.
Yeah.
I love him.
He's good.
Absolutely love him. But Akira defeats Drew Gulak by DQ. Let's see. When Drew powerbombs his opponent and arches the cover for 2 while working. I'm trying to figure out how that happened.
By DQ. That's all we really need to know.
So Tozawa set up Drew for the senton, but Jack recovers and pushes him off the top rope and trigger the DQ.
That sounds about right.
Yep. And then Brian tries to help Tozawa up. He's wary, but eventually accepts it.
I'm the man with the plan.
Yeah, and then DM the GM welcomes. That's what that's listed as. DM the GM. I like that a lot better.
I do. It's actually not bad.
He welcomes the champ and Tony Nese. He congratulates Murphy, who says he would have been champ 6 months ago if not for Drake's stupid weigh-ins. That's in the past, but now he's looking forward to seeing what Maverick does with the new 205 Live. Nese proved last week he's the only guy who can hang with Buddy when he became the only other man to pin Alexander in 2018 last week. Then you have a Mike and Maria promo.
It's to the greatest love I've ever known.
Yep, because they are 205 Live bound.
Yep. The first lady of 205 Live.
Yeah?
You know she's gonna run that.
Yes, she will. This is why she should be on Evolution.
Throw her in the Battle Royal.
Surprised they didn't. 205, I'm surprised Maurice isn't in the Battle Royal.
I think they finally realized Maurice doesn't want to do shit.
Facts. She's like, I want to be home with my baby. 205 Live has a new power couple. It's the 205 Live's only power couple.
Facts. No one else is a couple. Less.
You know what? Alicia Fox.
She doesn't count. She doesn't count for shit anymore.
Well, they'll start proving it by finishing what they started with Lindsay next week. Because they attacked Lindsay the week prior. Then you have Hideo backstage. He says something in Japanese and then tells Mustafa Ali he should have walked away. In next week's Last Man Standing, he'll end Ali's career. So is it Last Man Standing? Or is it False Count Anywhere?
I don't know.
Last Man Standing technically is false count anywhere.
Fair.
So
But you
that's
have to
what
pin the guy in a false count.
Yeah.
Ali's response is from a remote location. He's walking in the road saying they've been down this road before, so it's time to take a new road. And this new road runs right into him and falls count anywhere.
So it's false count anywhere.
What the fuck is this?
I just want to know about that Fatal 5-Way.
Main event time. TJP enters wearing Kalisto's mask around his neck. Lucha House Party comes on stage with Metalik, but then leaves him to his business. The champ is watching on a monitor in the back. And then Tony Nese defeats Cedric Alexander, TJP, Grand Metalik, and Leo Rush via pinfall by rolling up Cedric. From what this says, crazy lengthy showcase for all 5 men. Watch it if it's your sort of thing. Dig following collection of pics and gifts, blah blah blah. Cedric was frustrated from the jump, especially after being taunted by Rush. He was in his hometown, Leo. Yeah, so he kept taunting.
He came to collect.
Yeah. And then TJP frequently tried to unmask Metalik. And then the heels teamed up each on occasion, as did baby faces Alexander and Metalik. That led to some crazy sequences, like the one that ended like this, whatever happened. Those alliances didn't hold as a sequence, which included Nese lifting Leo with one arm and throwing him on all 4 men on the floor. With Leo landing on his head? Oh, almost landing on his head.
Whoops.
Bunch of videos.
So it ended with a roll-up.
Yep.
205 Live.
Oh, because Cedric hit Rush with the lumbar, but Nese slipped in and took advantage and rolled him up.
Yeah. Sounds like Nese.
Smart.
205 Live. Good wrestling. No progression. But it looks like they're actually trying to progress characters and whatnot. So it's like it's getting somewhere, I guess.
I might start watching 205 regularly.
We'll have to see. We then got to NXT. It started with the NXT Tag Title match between the War Raiders and the Undisputed Era. As you expect, it's a good match.
Yeah.
No surprises here. The match came to an end where War Raiders hit their finish. They go for the pin. 1-2. Bobby Fish hits them with a steel chair. Bobby Fish is cleared.
Yes, he is. Because, spoiler!
They'll announce that probably next week.
No, probably not.
Because next week he's making an announcement about the NXT title.
Yeah, so it would probably be a couple weeks from now, but spoiler! I want to get this out there. Spoiler!
Why do you want to get this out there now?
War Games!
Yeah, War Games is coming up.
Do you know the teams?
Yep. It's 4-on-4.
Yeah. Why?
Because titles don't mean shit.
Honestly, it literally should be all titles on the line in this match.
You really like that all titles on the line shit. I don't like that.
I love it.
I don't like that.
That's how it should be. Because what's the point of having the titles if they're not going to be defended?
Ask Trips. Trips has a vision.
You're becoming your geezer of a stepfather, godfather, father-in-law.
We then got a returning Shayna Baszler versus a jobber Britt Baker. Match didn't go long. Match got stopped when Shayna did the stomp on the arm. Shayna looked vicious. Shayna looked ready to fight Kyrie at Evolution.
Kyrie!
We also then got a returning Oni Lorcan and Danny Burch against this team of Tyne Bing and Rocky.
You don't remember Bing?
Nope.
You remember, it was like 2 years ago now? The first Chinese ever to be signed by the WWE?
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, they said that was him, and I still didn't remember.
And they
him.
just released him.
And then we got our main event, Bianca Belair versus Nikki Cross in a Falls Count Anywhere. Very good match between these two. The match ended in a no contest because the lights went out, and then you heard Alistair's guitar strum, the lights came back up. Alistair was sitting in the ring when Nikki Cross looks over and looks at him. Alistair does not look amused. Alistair does not look happy. And everyone starts chanting, Nikki knows a secret. So he motions her to come closer, and you hear people like, ooh, like, no, he's not gonna like rape her in the middle of the ring. Stop it. It's a family show. So Nikki crawls over to him, and Alistair says, "Tell me who did it." So Nikki leans in. She whispers in his ear. He puts his head down while she's whispering. She pulls away. She starts laughing. Alistair comes up, and he's seething with rage. Seething. Like disgusting flaring nostrils seething. He's pissed. He's very not happy, and somebody's gonna get hurt.
I know who the somebody is.
Yeah, I didn't look that far in. I didn't check the spoilers for the tapings.
I did.
I didn't check them yet.
Oh my god, I called it.
But that was NXT. Very good show. And then the first ever...
NXT UK, which I have here pulled up.
Nell's gonna be so upset. He's so excited. And he doesn't get to review the first NXT UK.
I know. I'm sorry, Nell. So kicking it off was Joe Coffey versus Mark Andrews, who Mark Andrews is actually in a pop punk band.
Yeah, he is.
Yep.
That was his whole
They're
his
pretty
whole
good.
thing.
They're pretty good. I've listened to them. I have them on my phone, I think.
Love Mark Andrews, but he lost.
He's so good in the ring, too. But yeah, because Joe Coffey's brother, Mark Coffey, was at ringside. Basically, it was power size advantage because
Yeah.
Joe Coffey's bigger.
And Andrew is small.
And, yeah, very small.
He was in 205 Live.
Yes. Allows Coffey to put Andrews down early, but his speed quickness advantage leaves us with an early standoff. Power wins out for after the opening exchanges, and Andrews comes back. His comeback is cut short when the two marks meet face to face on the floor, allowing the older Coffey bro to hit Andrews from behind. A comeback eventually gets the Welshman a nice near fall of a standing corkscrew moonsault. Mark Coffey saves his brother after a stun dog millionaire, so Andrews dives on both brothers to the floor.
I missed the Stun Dog Millionaire.
He gets Joe back in to try to finish it again, and Mark shoves him off the top ropes into a suplex and the finish. Joe Coffey beats Mark Andrews. The brothers put the boots to Andrews after the bell, but Flash Morgan Webster runs in to make the save with his swinging helmet.
You go, Flash Morgan.
Mustache Mountain are shown entering the building, and Eddie Dennis gets a video package. He talks about his long friendship with Andrews and Pete Dunne.
Pete Dunne has friends?
Yeah. And ends on a cliffhanger about the stories Dennis has to tell. Big strong boys. Trent Seven and Tyler Bate are here and look ready for action. They call for microphones instead. Trent thanks Cambridge. See, every time I see that, I'm like, Boston? Boston?
No.
Boston?
No.
Trent thanks Cambridge and says it's arguably the biggest day in British pro wrestling history. He puts over everyone involved in here for the birth of NXT UK. They talk about winning the NXT tag titles, and Bates says they don't have those belts anymore. But Triple H said something about NXT UK tag titles, and they look stunning.
They do.
Probably the best looking tag titles in the company now. He's not sure there are other teams in the UK roster, though. They encourage guys in the back to pal up and give them some challenges. Seven closes by saying they all come together for their brand, NXT UK. And here are your future NXT Tag Champions.
Unless they're Renzo and Cass.
Wow. Disrespect. We see the champ warming up, and Dave Mastiff gets a hype video to lead into his match. But first, a flashback to Noam Dar winning the #1 contendership in June. So, Dave Mastiff versus Sid Scala. Scala is much smaller than Mastiff. Marches right up to the bomber and pays for it with delayed vertical release that Mastiff just drops him out of. Chops and throws, clubbing elbows inside of Sid's head. He's all smiles, and Scala finally hits him with some forearms. It responds with a dropkick. Release German, and then Mastiff charges into the end. Mastiff defeats Scala via Cannonball. The Ultimate Bay, Tony Storm,
Oh, now it's back to consensus Ultimate Bay here.
is taking on Nina Samuels. They trade headlock, then Samuels disrespectfully slaps Tony, you ignorant cunt. She fires back with several slaps and kick, but Nina utilizes a drop toe hold to send Storm face first into the turnbuckle and take control. The Aussie eventually lands some forearms, but Samuels puts down the comeback with a sloppy tilt-a-whirl backbreaker. More trash talk lets Storm recover to leap over a charge, suplex, double knees, and that's all she wrote. Tony Storm wins pinfall over Nina Samuels. And now we have the main event. Pete Dunne versus Noam Dar for the UK title. Chippy from the start with the champ mocking Dar's pinky gesture and Noam baiting Dunne by offering a handshake only to return the favor. After turning Dar inside out with a lariat, the bruiserweight works the digits and stomps the knee. Then Noam kicks Dunne's leg out from under him when he tries the backflip in the corner. He then drags the champ to the apron, targets his arm with a stiff kick. The challenger rolls him back in to target the limb, but the bruiserweight flips him with X-Plex and goes after Dar with strikes until the ref forces the break. A big flurry leads to a near fall off a sit-out powerbomb. Release Fisherman suplex in response to more digit manipulation from the champ on the apron, and both men barely beat the 10 count. Dunne manages to snap the fingers again. Dar pops him with the other forearm, but the champ grabs an arm. Noam counters into an ankle lock, then they're trading big shots in the center of the ring, but neither man falls until Dar hits a forearm to the back after evading a change. Dar set up for his finish, but gets grabbed. He keeps the champ from getting the double wrist lock, managing to hit a suplex, bitter end reversed into a knee bar, but Dunne makes the ropes. Dar tries his pinky 11 taunt one too many times, and Pete twists and stomps on it. While he was in pain, the champ finished him. Hit him with the bitter end, 1, 2, 3, final, and he retains his UK title.
No surprise.
Seems like it was an amazing match, though.
Yeah.
Because Noam Dar doesn't get enough credit.
I'm pumped for NXT UK.
69 rating, 2K19. Noam Dar. That's right. 69 rated, 2K19.
Well, that was a podcast this week.
You got more out of NXT and 205 Live than you did Raw.
Yeah, that happened.
And that all compiled to 3 hours of NXT 205, NXT UK, same amount of time as Raw, and you got way better shows.
Yeah.
So I give NXT an A. I give NXT UK A minus.
I actually want to watch NXT UK if I
Yeah.
get anything.
Regular NXT,
Give it an A minus. It was a good show. And then 205 is just 205. It's still hard to grade 205.
Honestly.
But that wraps up this week's podcast.
What was that, like an hour and 10 minutes?
Hour and 15.
Damn. Look at that.
He said, look at that. Me and Elle over here did it in 15 minutes last week.
There was no UK.
Yeah, the UK didn't add on 30 minutes.
Did you guys talk a lot or no? Or did you guys just get straight to the point?
We chit-chatted, but we hit all the bullet points.
Yeah.
Because bullet points are the way to go. But, alas, I have a lot of shit to do, and I have 3.5 hours to do it.
And I start working 2 hours.
So thank you for joining us for this episode of Phenomenal Wrestling Podcast. We will catch you all next week on the Go Home show for Evolution. Oh, we have to predict too.
Yes, you guys do.
Yeah, we do.
I'll possibly be here. Who knows? I don't know anymore.
He said, I don't know anymore. Alright, till next time, ladies and gentlemen, goodbye.
Fuck you, Kid Limbo.
Editing that out.
Fuck you, Nell.
Editing that out.
Especially Nell.
Editing,
Piece of shit.
Editing that out.
No, leave it there.
Editing it out.
I will tell that bitch to skip to the end.
Editing it out.
Why?
Because fuck you, that's why.